Okay, so 2 p.m. was the magic hour in China when the stock market rescue suddenly switched on. You had a late-day rally driven by government feverishly buying shares to stabilize the market. Swiss America Trading Corporation chairman Craig Smith says China learned from the best. They learned from us. What did they learn from us? Is this the same strategy?
Well, Cheryl, our Federal Reserve back in November of 2010 turned on the spigot, and we watched the Dow go from 13,000 to 17,000 in the preceding 10 years, four years, and another 1,000 points after that. And Mr. Cheng and Ralph and Colonel Peters got it right on button. I mean, China can prop up their stock market. We have to keep in mind that they have $3.7 trillion worth of reserves, and they can continue to make the stock market look very good, Cheryl.
But for how long? I'm sorry not to be rude, but for how long? Those reserves don't last forever. Well,
let's look at our government. We borrowed $4.2 trillion. Fed balance sheet as of last week was 4.4. So they have 3.7 in reserves. So I imagine they could do it for some time, but they're not going to deal with the underlying problem, which both of your guests brought up, and that is that we're in a worldwide slowdown. There are layoffs going on in China. Exports are down 11 months in a row, Cheryl. And while they can make the stock market look good, and they think, like Bernanke said, that will create a virtuous cycle and it will create growth and stability, and higher stock prices will make people feel wealthier, we'll have growth. Well, as we know, it didn't work. We've had anemic growth in America for 6 years. We've had a 2% growth rate. And I think the Chinese will find that out pretty quickly. But what I love what Colonel Peters said, and we always have to keep this in mind when we have this discussion, Cheryl, is they are still communists. These are not a democratic society. These are not people that embrace free markets. They embrace free markets on their terms. So I think they can keep it up for quite some time. Quite frankly, I don't think it's going to help until the worldwide slowdown stops and we start seeing real growth again in Europe and especially here in America.
Craig Smith, some great points from you, Craig. Thank you for being with us tonight. This is a big story. We've been following it all night. Thank you, sir.